I will demonstrate how to publish an extension with NPM registry. In another video, I explained how the publish process works and why the publish process is designed like this. In this video, I will only cover how to do it, but I will do a very quick recap. Extensions must be first published as a package to NPM or JSR via GitHub Action in order to obtain a provenance record. And this is a provenance record on NPM. And after publishing the package to NPM, you can go to our website, log in with GitHub, enter the package name, and then choose the version to publish. You can see the status of each version, whether they're published or they're signed by GitHub Action. So, for example, if it's not signed by GitHub Action, the publish button will be disabled. After clicking publish, the server will do some validation and save the extension to database. Then the extension is published. I will assume you've watched previous videos on extension development and know how to write the Kunkun object in the manifest file. It describes the permissions, the name, and the commands for an extension. So to publish a package to NPM with provenance record, you have to add your GitHub repo URL to the repository objects. The files field is also very important. The files field from the template only contains README and the distribution folder. But in this example, we have a Dino source folder and also src types file. This is because all the files that will be used in the extension must be included. The dist folder contains the frontend, so it must be included. And since the extension also needs to run code with Dino, and the code is in Dino source, so this folder also has to be included. And a Dino script imports an interface exported from the types.ts file. There is an interface shared between the frontend and Dino. So the types.ts file also has to be included. Then we need to publish the extension with GitHub Action. Here's a sample GitHub Action workflow file. After building the extension with bun, run npm publish with the provenance flag, otherwise it won't have a provenance record and cannot be published to our extension registry. Also make sure NPM token is added to your repo settings. It can be generated on NPM's website. This is a simplified workflow. For the full version and more explanations, please go to the documentation. Next, let's publish an extension together. Here is our documentation. To generate a NPM access token, you can follow their official documentation. And I can briefly show you. Go to access tokens, generate a new token. It can be either, but I prefer granular. For packages and scope, you need to select read and write because we're going to publish a package. And you can select all packages or select the packages you want to use. But since we have not published the extension yet, it won't show up here. So let me quickly do it. So this is the extension we're going to publish. It's called imager upload. I can briefly show you how it looks like. It has two commands, a preference command and a headless upload command. Basically, after taking a screenshot, you can click on imager upload and it's gonna upload the image to Imager and save the image URL to your clipboard. Then you can use it in documentation or other places. Okay. The files field includes the distribution folder. This extension is very simple and it doesn't depend on Dino. So let me first publish. By the way, if you select all packages for the NPM token, then you don't need to publish the extension manually for the first time. So now it's published. Let's go to this. If you search for it, you may not be able to find it because it's just published. So I usually just open a random package and replace the package name in the URL, then I have it. So this package does not have a provenance record yet. So let's do it. So remember, we have to add a repository field. The type is Git, and the URL will be, and by the way, I haven't created the GitHub repo yet. So let me first create it. It has to be public and create. Since I already published 0.0.5, I have to bump the version to 0.0.6. Then let me commit it. And add the origin and push to origin. Refresh. Okay. Good. And we haven't finished creating the NPM token. Since our package is already published, if I refresh, you should be able to find the package here. Yep, it's here. Then just generate the token. I'm not going to do it because I already have a token. After obtaining the NPM token, you need to go to your repo settings, go to secrets and variables, actions, and add it here. But I do not need to add it because I have a NPM token under my organization secrets because I have so many repos. So I store the token under organization. Okay, so the next step is to add the GitHub Action workflow. I'm gonna use the second one. It's longer, but it's better. I'll explain it. So I'll create a GitHub workflows and npm publish.yaml. Let me quickly explain what it's doing. So first of all, it's triggered when you push to the main branch or when a release is created, or workflow dispatch means you can trigger it manually. I will show you later. And it will run on Ubuntu latest. You can also choose Mac or Windows, but for a web app, Ubuntu is usually good enough. And permissions, these two permissions are required for the provenance to be generated. Checkout will git clone the repo, then set up bun, set up node, then install dependencies and build the extension. This step is checking whether the current version exists on NPM. And only if it doesn't exist, which is continue on error, it will publish. Otherwise, so if we do not have this step, then we cannot run this workflow on every push to main, because npm publish will fail when you try to publish the same version multiple times. So this step is to prevent duplicate publish. Okay, let me commit. You can see a run workflow button, and this is the workflow dispatch trigger. you can select the branch you want to trigger the GitHub action on. Okay, so it looks like it's working. And you don't need to worry about this error because it's intentional. This error is from this step when it cannot find the current version. It will throw an error, but it will continue to publish. So as long as the entire workflow passes, it's good. Let me refresh, and we have 2 versions. Here you can see the provenance record. You can view the build summary, which is the GitHub Action workflow that just run, the commit, and the workflow file used for publish. So this can guarantee that we didn't tamper with the source code before publishing. The transparency log contains all the details about this package. And finally, we can register the package on our website. Go to kunkun.sh, log in with GitHub. And you have to use GitHub to log in because we use GitHub to verify the ownership of the GitHub repository. You have to be either the owner of the GitHub repository, or if the repo belongs to an organization, then you have to be a member of that organization in order to publish the package. Go to NPM and I'll enter the package name. It's imager upload. And it will automatically load all the versions. You can see that 0.0.5 is not signed by GitHub Action, and the publish button is disabled. Let's publish the latest version, and the extension is published. Go to your extensions, and you can see the extension here. And it will also be listed in the extension store. Go to the store in the app and search for imager and install it. And we can see it here. I'm not going to demonstrate the features of this extension because this video is only about publishing an extension. Thank you.